Yeah.
And whenever I do, even with the
Mhm.
session when I was laying down and you were doing
Mhm.
the guided,
Mhm.
just tears,
Mm.
tears, lots of tears, and I don't know why.
Goddess, feel free to follow along with us as we do this session. You can do the acupressure points with us and do them in real time. At the very end is the Yoga Nidra, deep relaxation. And then also at the very end is where Jen and I had the discussion about the tears and the meaning behind that. So please watch all the way to the end. And if you enjoy the video, give a like, comment, or share it with someone who it might be helpful for. Links are below if you would like to work with me. Sure, we're here today with Jen, and I'm going to take her through a session that I planned out for her. This is actually like our second, we had a preliminary. We're going to do basically really aiming, Jen, at your stress, because that's really the underlying problem or cause of so many things. And certainly it can help when we're healing. So Jen is healing. Do you want to say any little thing about yourself? Whatever you're comfortable saying.
Hi, everybody.
You're like, wait a minute, oh boy. Jen, do you want to just say a little bit about what you had just been through? Just like really briefly. So the ladies, because so many of us do deal with reproductive issues, just health issues in general, right? So do you just want to say a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So I am 30 years old and I have been dealing with fibroids pretty much throughout my life ever since I started menstruating. So I recently had a myomectomy. It
Okay.
was a non invasive procedure to remove a fibroid that was slightly larger than a grapefruit. So I'm currently almost a month post op. So I'm recovering from that. Also, I have a lot of stressors in my life. So I'm
Mhm.
dealing with, oh, I just also moved. I had moved right before the surgery. So that, and then a month before I moved, I also left my job. That was, and it still is, a little bit stressful on me.
Sure, sure.
So,
So
yeah.
that's two big things. And so I think a lot of us will relate to that. A lot of our jobs are extremely stressful. Some jobs are toxic. And I really believe, having gone through it myself, a lot of you who follow the channel, I was teaching and just very, very toxic environment in higher ed specifically. And it's known to be problematic, especially for Black women, especially and or people of color. There's just the rates of us leaving the profession are really high. So thank you for sharing a little bit with us, Jen. And so what I made up is a program for her where we're going to do some acupressure points. Now, this is not a Hollywood production, people, so we'll try to have a nice clean recording for you guys, but there's not like two cameramen and the lights and like zooming in, and we're not going to have all that. And I definitely think you'll get benefit from it because we will definitely, I'm going to lead Jen in a relaxation, which is a key part of just like resetting our nervous system, right? And so we're gonna do it like a yoga nidra, but first I'm gonna show her how to treat some acupressure points in her body. Like I know a lot of you, you've seen tapping. It's the same premise as tapping, which comes from the premise of acupuncture, which is actually traditional Chinese medicine, which is thousands of years old, and in which they've mapped our whole body with different meridians that run different energy lines that actually link to our organs. But so what I chose for her is we're going to work with the stomach and spleen meridians. Jen, they very much have to do with relationship with the mother and self-care
Mm.
and healing, and they actually do link to the uterus. So that's why I chose those meridians. And then we're also going to do some heart and heart governor, which are about calming the heart and they help with sleep and stress. So basically, one set of points is going to be to kind of build you up, build up your blood. In Chinese medicine, this is traditional understanding, but also even in the West, there's overlap. The spleen has to do with building your blood. So we're kind of rebuilding you because you did have tell the folks you have some anemia, right?
Oh, yes, I'm I'm pretty anemic. And
Hmm.
then with my surgery, I did lose a significant amount of blood, so that dropped me down even more.
Right, right. And any of you who have have fibroids. They can be a recurring issue, and especially for Black and brown women. And there are reasons for that, that we have higher rates. I think one of them, and of course I can't make recommendations, but do your research on, increasing vitamin D, for example. So do your own research on that. So yeah, we're going to start with just a little bit of centering. So go ahead and Jen, and close your eyes, and folks at home, if you want to do with us as well. Just take a nice deep breath in and out, and just feel like you're letting go of your day so far. Whatever has happened, you're releasing it. The meditation bell. Okay, just tuning into ourselves really briefly. Nice deep breath in, breathe out through your mouth. Relax the nervous system. See if you can hear the sound as it drifts off. See if you can listen till the very last moment. And just feel your body, your connection to the seat, to the earth, to your chair, and just feel supported. In fact, you may want to move a little bit from side to side, and then feel like you settle right in the center. Crown of your head pushes up, eyes closed and relaxed. With the next exhale, see if you can drop your shoulders. You could actually bring your shoulders up towards your ears as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, pull them down like I'm doing. Inhale one more time, bring your shoulders up. Squeeze them up to your ears, and then exhale, roll them down and back. And so your heart center is lifted up. So you're not slouched, you're not depressed, your head isn't like forward. You're lifting up the beautiful, open, regal posture. And just feeling open and ready to spend some time doing some self-care and some healing practices. These practices are subtle. I recommend doing at least 3 times a week. We're going to work on the spleen meridian, the one that I was saying has to do very much with building up blood. Guys, it's hard to find images where the person's in the right position, so that's like the main thing in terms of the picture that I grab. Can you see my screen, Jen?
Yes.
Okay. You're sitting on the ground, it looks like,
Yes.
so you're pretty flexible to do this.
Yes.
If you guys wanted to follow along, you could also sit in a chair. And so the spleen meridian here basically runs from your big toe, and then it runs up the leg, just off of, and so this does take a little explanation. And don't worry, a lot of times when I'm with clients, they're like, I don't know if I'm in the right place. I'm like, okay, show me what you're in the right place. Like, there's not that far in your body you can go wrong. Let's start working on the right side. So take your left hand, and it's actually the medial side of the right foot, and you can just see, just like here, starts and then it runs up, and you can feel a bone under your finger as you run your finger up. Yeah, we're just going to take our left hand, and it's your right foot. So just take your
Okay.
left hand, touch your right big toe. I have to be very
Okay.
specific. Okay. And then run your finger. You can see that blue line, right?
Yes.
So just run it up over your ankle bone and up, and you feel a
Okay.
bone, right? It's your shin
Yes.
bone. Okay, so what
Yes.
you want to do for all of you, if you're doing this along with us,
Oh,
the spleen is off of the bone. So drop in off of the hard bone. So you're not at the front of your shin where it feels kind of pointy. Do you feel that, Jen? Like it's pointy under your finger if you're at the front?
yes.
Great. So come into the inner part of your leg, and then just as you drop off the bone, that's where the spleen meridian runs. So you have found it. If I know it almost sounds like ribs when I say that, just like off the bone, but it's that same feeling. Like there's bone, and then it gets softer, and that's where the energy line runs. So what we're going to do is rub our palms together, and that's always to activate the chi. And then what you're going to do is separate your hands slightly. Some of the regulars might have seen me do this. And can you try and feel, Jen, like you have a ball of energy between your two palms? So what I mean by that is move your hands maybe 4 or 5 inches apart, and then try to move them a little closer. Do you feel like there's like a little, like something squishy or warm between your hands?
Yes. Warm.
Nice. Okay, so chi just means subtle energy, or you could call it life force. You could even call it spirit, but it's our physical energy. So feel that. And I'm assuming you're right-handed. We're going to use our right hand as our treatment hand. So now, Jen, just take your right hand, right? So you can see I'm sitting cross-legged, and I'm just going to take my right hand and I'm just going to begin at about that point where you see it says spleen 6, right over your ankle bone. And all I'm doing is literally just leaning with my palm. So this is called, we're just going to treat the meridian with our palm, right? So if you were an acupuncturist, they would take a needle and they'd stick it in the point. We can use our hands to do the very same effect of moving the energy. So right now, Jen, you should be just leaning with you on your right hand and you're pressing right about where it says spleen 6. Do you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you on
Yes.
your phone or are you on a computer, a
I'm on
laptop?
my phone.
Okay, so it's small. Let me see if I can
Yes.
make it bigger though. Just okay. So now you just lean. So that's and I'm up on a cushion and I'm just holding my palm there and leaning my upper body weight forward. So I'm gonna actually switch to you because I want to see. Can you
Oh,
move back just a smidge? Or
oh,
yeah. Okay, so yeah, your feet, you don't put your feet together. Just cross kind of, yeah, and you're gonna work on your right leg. So right hand and just press on the right. So watch me for a second. I'm just
okay.
lowering. That's just okay. So I'm sitting like this. You were sitting like this, Jen, which is
Okay.
not, yeah, no. So just kind of cross and we're just gonna press with the base of your palm.
Here.
So
Okay.
sorry about that. I didn't realize. Do you wear contact lenses?
No, I wear glasses, but I thought I was gonna be right up here with you.
Okay, so go ahead and start doing this.
Okay.
So if you need to come back closer, then do that, right? So you can
I
see what I'm showing you. So I'm just pressing with my palm.
think I could see that. Yes, with the
Hold.
base right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just, and are you right off the bone?
Yes.
For the
Oh,
treatment, you need full pressure. Before was it was to like show. Yeah, so right hand, right leg. And we're just slowly working our way up towards the knee.
okay.
And let's see, you can hold for about 1 or 2 breaths in each place. So basically,
Okay.
guys, what we're doing is we're taking the base of our palm and we're pressing on that line that I showed you guys previously. Let me show it again. Right? So she's going to be pressing. She's not up to spleen 9 yet. So Jen, hopefully, again, if you can't see, then come back closer. And take your left hand and you can just rest it on about your heel or your ankle bone, and that's what we call the mother hand. So the
Okay.
mother hand is as it sounds. It's like the nurturing, and it makes us feel grounded. And then the working hand, so there's the working hand and the mother hand, and you could call it like mother and child. What this does is this starts to move the energy. Like I said, if this person that you're seeing in the picture were an acupuncturist, the acupuncturist would stick needles in, and the needles basically kind of energize the body and move the energy along that line, that blue line. But we're using our palms, which we've activated by warming up and rubbing the palms together and moving the chi. Now what we're going to do is continue with the palm, so right leg, right hand, and just
Okay.
continue where you see it says spleen 10, which is kind of like the round part right above your inner knee, and just continue working that line till your hand gets right up towards the hips. So the spleen, the stomach and spleen, as many of you now know, especially if you're the stomach, everybody's talking about, the microbiome in the gut, and the ancients knew this and always linked our gut health with even our intelligence and our ability to think. So what I'm doing is I'm still treating my spleen meridian as if Jen were in front of me from 10 all the way up. The spleen has to do with building blood, as I said, and it is linked in this holistic system with the uterus as well. So we're trying to help nourish her, lower her stress. Like I said, is what I'm allowed to really say. But it's said traditionally that the spleen will help support and nurture the uterus as well and help to build blood in traditional Chinese medicine. And it's the stomach and spleen, they are a pair together. And so what we did was first, we're basically warmed up the whole meridian. All right. And then what we're going to do when she comes back is we're just going to, I'm just thinking of our time. I'm going to give her 1 point on the spleen meridian. But if you had time and you're doing this at home, you would literally go with your thumb and just press starting from about spleen 6 and just go up. And again, just right off the bone on your inner lower leg, you'd work your way up and then up the inner thigh in exactly that line that you see, that blue line. Okay. And so you would use your thumbs, which is a little bit more, now that we've opened and warmed up the meridian, the thumb could also be used for like treatment. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do the other side just so I'm balanced. So you would do it on both legs. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think for Jen, again, depending on time and the flow we get in, I may have her do the other side on her own. Okay, so you would do both right and left legs. And once you've found the meridian, you feel pretty confident on the other side, okay? You really can't go wrong. The base of your palm, like the lower half of your palm, is pressing on that blue line that I'm showing you here. And then you work your way up to the thigh, and you treat both right and left legs. So yeah, I don't want to be imbalanced, so while we wait for Jen to come back, I'll treat myself. The next thing we're going to do is a point that I specifically know she is not pregnant. This is a point that is contraindicated especially in early pregnancy, because it's said that if it's stimulated strongly, it is one of the points that can bring on contractions. And the reason this point is an important one, it's called 3-yin junction, and it affects the energy flow to the meridians, we'll say, right, which ultimately does affect the organs, but it affects the spleen energy meridian, the liver energy meridian, and the kidney. So the 3 yin organs that are very important, just by doing this one point, we have a powerful effect on them. So again, for this, just for measuring, we're going to use opposite hand to leg. You don't have to, I just find it easier, but so 4 of your finger widths, and so 4 finger widths and ankle bone, and you go over it and then where that index finger is. So basically 4 finger widths above the peak of your ankle bone, right around there. And right in there, that will be your spleen 6 or 3-yin junction. And you can do palm or your thumb. Move your thumb around a little bit. If you're not sure you're in the right place with the measurement, you should be, but move your thumb 1/8 of an inch in any direction. And again, you're off the bone, so you're not pressing directly on the bone. You can feel the bone to the right of your thumb. You're using your right thumb on your right inner ankle and hold. Right? So for treating, we'll use the same hand as leg. I don't know if she's getting a delivery. This point might be tender on many of you, okay? I'm pressing in to the degree, again, that if I were pressing on a soft stick of butter, my finger would have gone into the butter and down. So this is called spleen 6, 3-yin junction. Relax your shoulders. And we're just slowly gonna release. So slowly just lift your thumb out, meaning you're pressing in and then just take about 2 or 3 seconds to break the contact, okay? And then I like to take the palm and just sort of like seal the energy there and sort of just create a balance. Just think of it that way. And as I said, the spleen meridian is paired with the stomach, and it's very much about, on the more subtle level, has a lot to do with our mothering, our relationship to nurturing, and to our own, as women, our own self-nurturing is the subtle aspect of this meridian, and has a lot to do with just helping us heal and helping us to tune into our self-care. Okay, guys, so Jen is back. That was the house repair guys. What I'm thinking, actually, as I'm thinking that, is let's just do for you because you're still coming off of that surgery. Let's just take the palm and just hold it over spleen 6. Okay, and that'll be absolutely
Okay.
safe. Meaning, like I'm touching, I'm
Okay.
pressing. Is it tender? I would think it would be tender on you. I was saying it's tender on most people.
Yes.
Okay. There's my ankle bone. Is your index finger where that index
Hmm.
finger is, that should be the point in the middle, in the midline there. But it is based on your body. So that's why I don't say inches because a more petite woman would be, and then if I've got a bigger guy, it's based on your own body measurements. Does that make sense? Let's just treat the whole spleen meridian. We'll go a little faster.
Okay.
And so I think the camera at least can see I'm doing the same thing. I'm starting on the spleen meridian and I'm working my way up.
Oh,
Yeah, sometimes it's different. I was going to say that. You might feel differently on one side.
yeah.
So that's interesting, right? Right
Yeah.
there, that's part of what a client gets is like, well, why is my body? It shouldn't really feel different, but that tells you that the energy isn't balanced because we use the palm and that starts to get the energy to flow more gently, and then the thumb when we use it goes a little deeper, but it's like you first have to sort of open it or relax it. So yeah, it might be the side that you had the fibroid on. Maybe it was more to one side.
Yeah,
It's very common. Do you know if it was?
it was.
Seriously, okay, so it
Yeah.
was more on this left side.
Yeah.
There you go. It's interesting. My fibroid is also on the left, which is interesting. It has to do, that's said to be more the like feminine aspect of the body, so that is interesting. And then you slowly release. So I call this like sealing the point. And then just release it and let's just sit for a moment and notice how you feel. We're going to do one more point on these meridians. This is on the stomach meridian and it's stomach 36. It's called stomach 3 miles. It's said that at one point, I forget which it was, in the more recent times with the Chinese army, they were forced to march across China, which is huge. And every 3 miles they would stop and massage this point on their leg so that they could keep marching. That's how powerful this point is. All right, so now you got to find another place on the body.
Okay. I
Okay.
gotta come super close so I can see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, no, come, so move back and forth, that's
Okay.
fine. I'm gonna stop share and I'm even gonna show you because I have to demonstrate this one. When you're wearing sweatpants or anything, right, there's always a side seam, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're not that far to the side. You come in about halfway, and that's where we're gonna work. I'm gonna show you how to find it. So on your right leg, which we always start on, you're going to take your left hand like we did before. You're going to go like this. All right.
I
You
got
want to go
it.
through it again?
Sure. You can run through it one more time.
Okay. So you go like that. Basically, let me show it to you first and then you're just doing that and then where the index finger is, that's the point. This is just to locate it. This isn't how you treat it. This is a location, right? So here it is. So go like this, take your left thumb, put it at the crease of your knee, and
Hmm.
then wrap your fingers around the front of your leg below your knee. Where your index finger, the tip of the index finger, if you do you press, do you feel how there should be it's not bone under your index finger, right?
Right.
Exactly. That's stomach 36. So what you're
Okay.
going to do, oh, and you know how you know you're on it? I want you to just lift your toes off the ground. Do you feel the muscle flex under your
Oh,
hand?
yes. Yes, I do.
Okay, so you're in the right spot. So all
Yeah.
we do then is we take a thumb, whichever I like to use both, but I think this is going to be tender on you. Again, I could be wrong, and I just press on the point. Now that I've located the point, I just press on it.
Okay.
Okay? Do you feel a hollow too? You should literally feel like you can kind of go in.
Yes.
Great. So on that one, I'm really sure you're in the right spot there.
Yeah.
Is it tender?
On my right leg, no.
That's interesting. Okay, let's see on
Yeah.
the left. And so what I'm doing, yeah, one more thing that I'm doing is I'm making like little circles. Not on the surface. I'm literally pressing and just slightly moving. And on me, it's a little tender. I because I was traveling, I started having some stomach issues when I was traveling,
Mm.
so I'm not surprised. And you can kind of see I'm using two thumbs, but that's because I'm okay with it. It's slightly painful, but I would say for you, just do what, works for you. And then you could continue this for like a minute, minute and a half, and then you could just also hold. Um, and if you're not absolutely sure you're in the right place, because like I said, it's often tender on people. Move up an eighth of an inch or like just a little, and you might find the point that's a little more tender, but it's very, very close. It wouldn't be like even half inch away.
Okay. Moving up, I feel it more.
Ah, okay. But you're not feeling hard bone there, right?
No, not at
Okay.
all.
Yeah, you might have been slightly off of it. Okay. Again, remember now, an acupuncturist uses a needle, like that's how precise they have to be, but we don't have to because it's like if we use our palm or our thumb, we're going to hit it, like, because we're giving a bigger area. Um, and then slowly, slowly, slowly release. Take your right hand and just hold it over the point and like kind of soothe it out a little bit. I was pressing pretty hard because I'm used to it. So again, this point literally strengthens and energizes the legs, but it also works on the energy to the stomach. And the stomach, as I was saying, I think at the very beginning, the stomach is really crucial for our health. Oh, that's what I started to say. I think I didn't finish that point. Is that there's a school of thought in this holistic system that any illness can be treated by working with the stomach. And of course, now they're talking about the gut microbiome, and they're seeing how important that is. So, let's release and do the other side. Okay,
Ooh,
why don't you can you talk me through it? Can you just say it? I think that'll help you also to remember. So,
um,
opposite hand is leg, right? When we're finding it, opposite hand is leg.
yes. I
Okay,
went, I
like
had
that.
my hand this way,
Yep.
and then I had my thumb under my knee,
Yep, at the crease of your knee.
the crease of my knee, and then I wrapped
Mm-hmm.
the other fingers around,
Around. Yep.
and
Yep. This
then
chair is so light. And at
where,
the tip of the index finger, right? Not the index finger, the middle finger. I'm sorry, the middle finger. Middle finger.
okay, tip of the
Yeah.
middle finger, and then it
Yeah.
should feel hollow.
Yes, exactly. And like, right, I mean, I'm there, but I kind of know where it is. How
And
does
then if
that
you lift
feel?
your toes,
Ah,
you can
yeah.
feel the muscle flex.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then just get in there with your thumbs, one or the other, or both, depending on your tolerance for pain. Um, and I make little tiny circles. Now, usually we don't work with the thumb like bent like that, but because this point we're doing it on ourselves and it's just awkward to reach, so you may have to bend your thumbs. How does this side feel?
On my left leg, it's a bit, I wouldn't use the word like painful,
Right, right.
but it's slightly uncomfortable. Like,
Well, we'd say more tender, more
yeah, okay,
tender.
okay, more tender.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tender, because I know tender can also mean softness, but tender is like, oh, like ouch. Yeah, so
yeah,
yeah, I don't feel pain. You shouldn't feel pain.
yeah. It's not painful.
But it just feels more like, oh, oh.
Yeah.
And then slowly release. Take one or other hand that's comfortable. Since we're on the outside of the leg, it's probably the same hand as leg. So left hand, left leg. And just kind of hold right there for a little bit. Okay. Take a few breaths. So that was treating the stomach spleen. Let's just pause and notice how you feel.
I know it's weird to say, but I really do feel more energy in my legs.
You do? No, no. I want to know that. And the folks watching, because some people are just
Yes.
going to watch us and be like, what are they doing? Okay,
Yeah.
let me watch this. So you do feel it. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, God.
Know that it typically also for about a day and even two, and a lot of it depends on your health condition. Some body types are more slow, like they don't notice anything, and then usually the next day, but even the second day after, they'll notice something. So that's not uncommon. I always give the analogy, Jen, of like a big ship. This is like trying to steer a ship, and it's like a large ship. It doesn't just like, oh, I'm going to go that way. You wouldn't want it
Right.
to, right? The body, because there's a whole body clock, and it's like, oh, okay, you're trying to coax me that way, and it'll go. But it's not like instantaneous because, again, the body still has to keep its balance, right? So good. All right. These should be easier. These ones are super powerful. You're going to feel these right away. We're going to do three of them. Yeah, can you see that?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so again, heart governor,
Mhm.
or also called pericardium, also called, this has another name as well. Um, these really calm in traditional Chinese medicine the mind, and especially when we're sleeping, it's linked to the spirit. And so if the heart is restless, and of course the heart is so important, right? It's considered like the emperor or the king in the system. Like if the heart's not, good, then the whole system's like, eh. And so when we're anxious, a lot of times it's heart, like just subtle imbalance with the energy, I should say, the energy of the heart.
Mm.
So let's do the first one. The easiest one is the is heart seven here. So all you're gonna do, and I'm trying to think if I should. You can see my image, right?
Yes.
Okay. So your pinky finger, you're just gonna go down to the base of at the wrist crease, And do you feel a bone under your finger?
Yes.
Yeah, you probably never noticed that. I never noticed it till I was in massage school. It's like, oh, there's a bone there. Okay, go in a little bit towards the midline, just a little. And do you feel how you drop off that bone?
Yes.
That's heart seven. It's called mind
Okay.
door. So once you find it, obviously we don't treat it like this because there's no pressure. Once you find the point, you put your hand down, use your thumb. In this case, we're not going to do the whole meridian. You're just going to use
Okay.
your thumb and press on this point, heart seven.
Okay.
And you're pressing gently in the hollow. Yeah, and go ahead and close your eyes. And because this is on your hand, obviously it's not as like tough and as strong as your leg, so adjust your pressure and let your thumb just sink in gently. But so with shiatsu, you're always going into a hollow, and it should feel good for your body. Your body always gets like, oh, interesting. So Jen, I wouldn't imagine that this would be sore or tender or anything.
Mm-mm. Not at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, this should be fine. And literally, when I do this in like even a minute, I start talking more slowly, and I'm like, oh, I'm really relaxed. So yeah, anxiety, caused by a job, work, loved ones, enemies, frenemies, all of that affects the emperor in the system, which is the heart. And so now let's just slowly release. And what I mean by that is I just take like 1 or 2 seconds to lift my thumb out. And then I just hold it for a second. Just like rest your palm over the point. So that's heart seven. We're going to do the one in the center of the palm. Next, we go right along, middle finger, center of the palm. And it's called Palace of Exhaustion.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a tonifying point. Do you feel a wiggle your middle finger up and down? Do you feel a tendon there?
yeah.
Now you feel it? So you can go either to the left or the right side of the tendon. Don't press directly on the tendon.
Okay.
It's your middle finger and just run down to the center of your palm. Maybe I didn't say the center of the palm part, but
You did. You did.
center
You're
of your palm.
okay.
And so
Center.
right, if you move your middle finger, you should feel a tendon.
Yes.
Okay, so you can either be off the tendon to the left or to the right,
Okay.
and we're just going to hold. So then you rest your hand down and
Gotcha.
press. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm
So
there.
yeah, so it's always just locating it and then pressing it. You want to use your body weight gently. So whenever we're pressing, we try to use gravity. So I'm pressing gently. How does that feel? That can feel tender on folks.
Mm, gently tender.
Gently tender.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Palace of Exhaustion, and this is on the heart governor meridian, and that name explains its function. It's also called pericardium. In this system, it's like the protector of the king, right? Like in all the movies we see, the king has like his loyal front man who's like, you've got to get through me to get to the king. This meridian is like that. I have worked on people where I touch them and something just feels a little off in this meridian, and I would ask, how are you doing emotionally? Did you have a breakup or anything? And literally, like every time I ask that, they're like, yeah, I broke up with my boyfriend like 2 months ago. I'm still kind of like, I'm like, oh, okay. So this meridian, it's about protecting the heart itself from emotional shocks, and it's calming and strengthening. It's really, really good. All right, let's slowly release, Jen, because we gotta keep it moving.
Yes,
No
yes.
idea for time. And then one more. Now this one I think they sell bracelets for, where the bracelet has like a little round thing that presses on this point. Then we're talking about Heart Governor 6. Do you see it?
Yeah.
I'm close. Okay, yeah. So where that is, I'll talk you through it. There's the wrist crease again, but it's
Okay.
in the center of the forearm, just like the picture, but you're going to take like 3 fingers, it's really like two and a half, but
Okay.
3 fingers from your wrist crease. So my index finger is at my wrist crease. Let me look at my picture, make sure I'm showing it right. And then where that third finger is, right about there, and you should feel 2 tendons. Now, some people strangely just have one, apparently. Um,
I feel
but
too.
kind of in the middle of those two, yeah, and you're probably
Yeah.
in the right place. And then just put your hand down so you can gently, and again, just, be more gentle. You're not going to damage anything. I mean, you'd have to be like sadistic or masochistic in this case. Yeah, you're not going to press so hard that you're like, oh my God, I injured. Yeah. Yeah, you want to stay relaxed when you're doing these points. And like I said, these three especially, you will start to feel relaxed often as you're doing them. And now release. And let's just pause and just notice if you feel any shift. The legs, like for me, my legs do feel energized. I can feel that. Okay, anything you notice?
Yeah, I'm very relaxed.
Yeah.
Very relaxed.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, it works. All right, so you would do the same on the other side. Really
Mhm.
great for helping you sleep, these 3 points. And often another little key for those of you who feel like I might not be in the right place, right? You're watching the video, you're not Jen, you're watching the video, and you're like, ah. Usually it'll, like I said, it'll feel just like more right. Like if you move up a little, you're like, eh. It'll kind of, especially if the point is low in energy, it really will feel more hollow. You'll feel like your thumb can sink in. And so that's one way you also can just feel around a little bit in that area, and you'll hit the right point. It's usually a little more tender. Perfect. So now we're going to go into do a maybe 10-minute yoga nidra or yoga relaxation. So Jen, so this can be on YouTube. I can't use the music I sometimes use as like spa music. I like go to the spa music on YouTube, look for that 24-hour channel. I forget what it's called, Yellow Brick Cinema or something, and they have beautiful music, no interruptions, and you can play that in the background. But I can't do that with this because YouTube will flag me for using other people's music.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. So if you would like to, you could put some music on and just go ahead and you're going to lay down on your back. Do you need a pillow before you lay all the way down? You might need a pillow for your head. And
Okay.
also, Jen, if you have a blanket or a yoga roll, I don't know if you probably don't have a bolster, they're called, but what you could do is take a blanket and roll it into like a thick roll and put it under your knees. Yeah, so put that roll under your knees. Yep, exactly. Perfect. And adjust the camera as you need to. Like if you want the camera to look up, we don't have to see you specifically. I want you to be comfortable. And
I'm good.
so relax your legs so your knees rest on that.
Okay,
Exactly.
then.
Yeah, exactly,
I see.
exactly. Arms away from your body, palms facing up. Yeah. Now I know, yeah, they're going to end up on the floor. I know the floor can be cold. But move your arms out away a little bit more. Exactly. I used to say in my yoga school, when I had one in Manhattan, I would be like, Okay, you could fit a lemon under your armpit. Everybody's like, what? I'm like, yeah, a lemon or an orange. And they're like, oh, yeah, I gotcha. So, and the feet are apart. Your head is centered. And so I want to make a nice, clean recording for Jen. And so she can also maybe, like I was saying, in another tab, she can have music. And of course, a little Chihuahua dog that is my nemesis starts barking. So it'll still be good. What you're going to do, Jen, is go ahead and flex your feet. And guys, follow along with us. So go ahead and flex your feet, pull your toes back, thrust your heels forward, and then, yeah. And so your heels are off the ground because now your thighs, you've tightened your thighs. Yep. You flex, you're holding, your heels are an inch or two off the ground, and release the legs. And then shake them up and down a little bit, like just jiggle your legs. Yeah. And relax your legs. We're going to go through each part of the body and we just tense, release, right? It's called progressive muscle relaxation and then going into yoga nidra. So what you're going to do now is squeeze the butt, pull the belly button in and press the arch of your back to the floor. Do all of those things. Squeeze the buttocks, hold it, arch of your back, press to the floor, and you should feel your whole pelvic area is tight, and release it. Relax. And hopefully that was okay. Again, if you've had any surgery or anything doesn't feel right, just release it. Because that'll bring a little blood flow into that area, so should actually be healing. Now you've relaxed your pelvis and hips. Now we're going to do the upper body. And I'm going to close the windows to block out the little chihuahua. So you're going to inhale, hold your breath, stretch your ribs, hold the breath for 1 second, and exhale, release. Good. We're going to do that again. You're going to inhale, nice deep breath. This time bring your shoulders up to your ears. Good. Hold the breath, hold the breath, hold the breath. The more you tense, the more you'll relax. So tense, tense, tense. Exhale, relax everything. Beautiful. Pull the shoulders back down, away from your ears. Breathing in and out. Nice. Notice how you feel. Let's just do just the right arm. You're going to make a fist with your right hand, please. Tight fist with your right hand. Tight, tight fist. If you're laying on a carpet, you could lift your hand up a couple inches. That makes it more dramatic. Okay, hold it. You're holding your breath in and release that right arm back to the ground or on the ground as it is. Nice. Stretch your fingers. Inhale. Stretch your fingers wide on the right hand. Stretch, 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 and release it. Nice. Notice the difference between your right arm and your left arm. Notice the difference. One side is relaxed. The blood is circulating. The lymph is circulating. Your subtle energy is flowing. That is healthy. That's what it feels like. Let's do the left side now. You're doing great. Make a fist with that left hand. Again, lift it up if you're comfortable doing that. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Hold it. Hold your breath in. Create as much tension as you can and drop the hand and shake it out. And now both palms are facing up. If you'd like to stretch that left hand, stretch the fingers wide, stretch, 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 and release. And your fingers will tend to stay more open, not all curled up. They're like a flower petal sort of opening up. Beautiful. Both arms are relaxed. Now let's do the neck and face as just the final places that will kind of squeeze that tension out. So inhale deeply. Go ahead and press the back of your head into the mat or into the carpet. Press, and that's going to tense your neck. Feel that tension. Squeeze your face, squeeze your eyes, squeeze your mouth. Make a prune face. And release. Exhale. Just feel the blood and the circulation just pour back in. That should feel really nice. Breathe in and breathe out. And then if you'd like to, if you're comfortable, just, Jen, because you're on camera. If you don't want to, that's okay. This is the next, I always say it's really funny when it's called lion. You're going to stick your tongue out, go, touch your tongue to your chin, and you open your eyes wide and you look up. So basically, we're stretching the face the opposite way. We're like, so try that. Try this at home. Hold it and relax your face. Finally relaxing your face. Nice deep breath in and out. Hearing the sound of the bell, and let it just take you a little bit deeper. Bring your attention back to your toes. Now we're going another layer deeper. Just feel your toes. Can you feel the tips of your toes? The soles of your feet, your ankles. So all you're doing now you don't move at all. You feel your body is absolutely still. But you feel just with your mind, you notice each part of the body. And when we give attention to the body this way, usually it creates a deeper sense of relaxation because your attention, your energy is within your own body. It's not being scattered. Beautiful. Go from your ankles and just travel up and feel your calf muscles, left and right at the same time. Just feel the calf, feel the weight of the legs. Come up to the knees, left knee, right knee. Notice any sensations there. So that's all you're doing. It's like you're scanning your body. This is a body scan. You're just neutral, no judgment. Let go of any thoughts about anything. You're just really paying attention. Come up to the thighs. Feel the quadriceps in the front. We're not even trying to relax necessarily. If any of you watching this, if you feel like you're getting tense, then just don't try to make yourself relax. Just feel. And what about the hamstrings and the back? Right? The hamstrings at the back of the legs. These are really big muscles and they work really hard. So here, feel, just notice. If you'd like to, and if it helps you, you could say relax. Each person's a little different that way. Now we're going to come up to the pelvis, and so any of you, with reproductive issues and you're healing, you could spend a little extra time, but feel the buttocks, notice sensations. So we want to go through and just notice what's happening, all right? And around to the pelvis, the hips, the pelvis, and just feel. And if you feel like you're holding any tension, just release and relax the entire pelvic area, the hips. Just relax. Release. Not fighting with anything, just noticing what's there. We'll travel upward now to the belly. And again, you're just scanning the belly, the ribs, the chest. As you breathe in, notice any subtle sensations. As you breathe out, wonderful. Keep your mind engaged. Don't let your mind wander off. Swing around to the back of your torso, to the arch of your back, the arch of your back, the upper and middle back. Just noticing what's there. Sensations of warmth or coolness, heat or vibration, maybe tingling, maybe coolness. Soften and release, relax. Come up to the top of your shoulders. This is an area many people hold tension. And just notice what's there. Is it loose? Is the left shoulder the same as the right? And now we'll start from the fingertips and just bring your attention to the tips of your fingers, your wrist, your forearms, your elbows, your upper arms. Breathe in, breathe out. We're moving fairly quickly just to keep the mind engaged. Through the shoulders again and up to the neck and the throat. Scanning, gently noticing any sensations in the throat, the neck, and then up to the face, finally, to the face. Feel your cheeks, your mouth, your jaw. Relax all those places. Relax your eyes, your eyelids, forehead. See if you can just feel your entire face. As you breathe out, perhaps there's a greater sense of letting go. And what about your scalp? There are even muscles, of course, in the scalp, many tiny muscles. See if you can notice and feel. And you've completed that second stage of relaxation. Yeah. Nothing to do in this third and final stage. Just be aware of your entire body. And feel, imagine that your body is heavy. Just heavy and relaxed, like a big old sack of flour just resting on the ground. It's just big, big. And gravity is just pulling on the muscles and allowing them to relax. And you're supported by the ground underneath you, so you can really let go. You just feel everything releasing, the bones, the muscles, really resting. In this position, gravity is our friend as it just gently coaxes every part of the body to relax gently. You're aware of your entire body deeply relaxed as the breath comes in, like a gentle wave coming into the shore, and then as you exhale, the breath goes out, the wave goes out. If you'd like to, perhaps tune into your skin and to the air, where it meets your skin, on your face, on your arms. And perhaps feel now, as you relax more and more, a sense of lightness, as if you're floating. And just allow, if that sensation happens. And any sounds in your home or out in the street are very, very far away, very distant. It's like you're floating on a cloud, or just feel very light and expansive. Maybe you're able to even feel a few inches off of your body. You can feel your own subtle energy, your aura, the energy around you, perhaps. See if you can feel that. Or maybe you feel like you're just falling into a gentle, almost sleep. Whatever you feel is fine. Knowing that your body is healing deeply in this state of rest and digest. The nervous system goes into healing mode, restorative mode. Nice. And with this, you could always rest longer if you like. You can also do this and then just drift into sleep. So you could do this practice in bed. That's fine because you're using it specifically to help you rest more deeply. So you can do it in bed to just drift off. But we will transition at this point. You'll hear the bell and just follow the sound. And to transition out of any relaxation, we just want to breathe deeply. Take a nice deep breath in, setting an intention and awareness that you're going to remain relaxed. Good. And just start circling your wrist, your ankles, make big circles. Again, see how relaxed and aware you can stay. So don't feel that like, oh, I'm popping up back to where I was. Rather, you want to feel like you're able to maintain to some degree the state of relaxation. Okay? When you're ready, stretch your arms over your head. You could point your toes and just lengthen your body. You could reach to the left and stretch along the left side of your body. This activates the gallbladder meridian, which is nice and important. It affects how our energy flows. So you could reach one side, reach the other side. Go ahead and bend your knees, hug your, well, in this case, because you've had recent surgery, just bend your knees and roll over to one side. Those of you following along, you could have wrapped your arms around, but it's going to bring the thighs up to the belly, so it's not good in that case if you've had surgery. And then slowly we'll together make our way up to a seated position. And yeah, take your time. Use your hand to come up. I'm going to just do, and just for a moment, Jen, we'll just do a little check-in. Take a nice deep breath though, and just to kind of bring you back, rub your palms together again. Again, those of you following at home, you can absolutely do this. And then just sort of rub, you could rub your face in a way that feels good. And then you could definitely go over the top of your head and then come down the back of your neck. You could squeeze your shoulders. Actually, that usually feels good. And then just bring your hands down over your heart chakra, down over your tummy. Let's send some love. So you could have your hands very lightly or off of your belly and off of the uterine space. And just sending some energy and warmth into that area. You guys following along at home, this would be a nice point where she could just sort of intend and send energy through her hands to the pelvis, to the sacral chakra. But we're going to continue down. Just press down the thighs, down, and squeeze your feet. Go all the way down. Yeah. Good, good, good. So we're just like kind of retightening everything up. So we're not too like loosey-goosey. How do you feel?
I feel so good.
You look really relaxed. You're like, yeah.
Yeah. There was something I wanted to
Yeah.
share, and
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know if it's weird because it's been happening to me lately. So
Okay.
I've been doing yoga on my own
Mm-hmm.
and meditating.
That's better. All right. So you've been doing yoga.
Yes.
Yeah.
And whenever I do, even with the
Mm-hmm.
session when I was laying down and you were doing
Mm-hmm.
the guided,
Mm-hmm.
just tears.
Mm.
Tears, lots of tears, and I don't know why. I mean, obviously, I have nothing to cry about, but I notice it in every session. And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Wait, wait, wait. Did you just say, though, I have nothing to cry about?
Well, I mean, I'm doing like the yoga and the meditation, so I'm doing the activity, and I don't know why I'm crying.
Okay. No, I'm really glad that you brought this up, actually. I think, and, thank you for, yeah, sharing that with us. So, I think that's amazing, but it's telling that you said I don't have a reason to cry. So no, the body, you guys note this. There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score. While I remember it, I had to say it. But even the name, right? The body keeps the score. So Jen, yeah, this is so common when so I'd be leading that with like a group of 6 or 10 people in my space. And it's very common people will start crying. Like they don't start bawling, right? Because it's a group, but
Right.
they will have tears. It's because you've touched into some of the, I'm just going to call it trauma. Just, I mean, it's a big word. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it doesn't, you don't have to have been in a wartime situation, but just the pain. Yeah, no, because when my therapist is like, oh, you have PTSD, I literally was like, well, I haven't been in a war. Kind of like you, like, I don't have anything to be sad about, but it's all that stored, it's just stored in our body. So, the short answer, your body has stored all of that. And so you've relaxed, your body's like, it's beautiful because your body's like, okay, she's safe. Nobody's going to hurt her. Nobody's going to attack her. Because that won't happen if your body felt you were in danger.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? That's really deep. Let that sink in. So you did feel safe enough where your body's like, all right, I'm just going to let some of this out. So, yeah. So it's not in the present that you're like trauma, it's all the past stuff. Even the surgery that you just had, Goddess, I mean, that is traumatic for the body. I don't like that Western surgeons, I mean, actually, they do, I think, amongst themselves they know surgery is traumatic to an extent, right? Do you know what I mean? You've damaged tissue, right? They cut.
Right.
So, on that level, but even your subtle is like, well, what happened? What was that? Right? So there's that trauma of surgery, right? Some people say like the trauma of giving birth, right? Because for some women, maybe everything doesn't go well. They give birth, but there's different things that can happen. So your body was just feeling safe and it was feeling like it could release some of that stress. So it's perfect. In fact, the yoga and the meditation is working. That's how you know. Because if yeah, yeah. So
Cool.
yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Hearing that. So I mean,
Very,
you're doing good.
yeah, very, very interesting. And I'm happy. I'm very
Yeah.
happy because,
Yeah, it's part of the healing. And I think the more you'd go along, even if you hadn't talked to me about it, you would realize you're like, whoa. So it's tears and a feeling, right? You feel almost like, I would,
hmm,
yeah, like not refreshed, but sometimes you just feel like lighter. Like,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, so that's part of your healing. I think that's fantastic. And I'm honored that it happened even during this session. So, yeah. All right, guys, so Jen, hang on, but
Okay.
I'm just gonna say goodbye to the audience. If you want to say goodbye, say anything and give her some, nice comments and feedback. You guys, and yeah, I'm grateful to you for doing that. I may open this again to other folks because it was just a brief moment where I'm like, hey, any volunteers to being, having everything recorded. So, yeah, thank her for that. And we're going to keep talking, but I'll say bye to you guys.